Okay, MB Moose Lover here, another video. Got some whitetails here behind the house. Had a salt lick here all summer. And this is an adult doe. She's got a couple of fawns with her here. And you can tell that that's a adult doe because of her well, body size, but also the length of her nose. Just want you to compare the length of her nose to these two fawns here when they come over. And she's actually eating a fir tree right there. She's eating fir needles, your basic Christmas tree. And I just thought it a little funny for her to be eating that this early in the winter. I've seen moose eat fir on my trail cameras out in the on Crown land and the government land, the big woods. The moose pretty well know it's going to be a hard winter, so they're used to eating that sort of thing. But you don't see fir does eating fur that often. I mean, lots of stuff still for them to eat. You can see there's still some grass there and in the woods, and cedar's what they love, and moss, old man's beard, the lichens that grow on trees, and sort of thing like that. But and buds, a lot of buds right now still on the hardwoods. But she's saying, well, I'm in for a hard winter, so I'm gonna get used to it now. A pretty bitter taste, I would imagine, for needles. But now here comes one of her fawns. I'm assuming this is one of her fawns. I mean, she's got two with her here. And the interesting thing is I did a little research here and I couldn't find much actual proof of this. But this, I'm pretty sure this is a fawn. And he's got little antlers, actual antlers, not just the pedicels showing, with a little bit of velvet on them, little nubs that you'll see on fawns, because they don't usually have hard shed, like they've actually shed the velvet off of antlers their first, when they're 6 months old, which basically they're born in May, June, July, and then they're only 6 months old by fall. This is December, so he's actually got little hard antlers, and I've got this. He's going to come back around here. I've got it. I'm going to show it twice here. You look at his nose, the length of his nose, and he's pretty chunky for a fawn. He is. He's quite rugged. He's pretty got a little heavy hair on him. His winter hair already, and but see, those are 2 inches long, 2.5 inches long maybe, and the little short face of a fawn. And the other fawn's going to come over here with him, and I assume it's his sister. Now, he acted like he was kind of sniffing that doe when she came over. I don't know if it's his mother. If he is a buck and he's actually got little antlers, he may actually started to get some hormones that made him rut a little bit, maybe around these does, even though they're relatives. Maybe he's feeling something he don't quite understand. And but interesting anyway. And so the other scenario would be that he's actually a yearling, so he would be last year's fawn, and he would go from June till June, and then here he is in December. But like I said, I mean, with the short face and the body size, but it's rare to find any videos or pictures. I mean, there's the odd reference to that maybe somebody's seen or somebody maybe in hunting season harvested a deer that had little tiny antlers, and it was just fawn size. But anyway, it's interesting, and I've got I'm kind of putting some markers on this video here for another kind of comparison of this fawn when it comes over, the other fawn, the little doe fawn. And I mean, I just figure, I mean, they're all coming here to the salt, so they could be just community deer and they're all coming together. But I mean, I've got groups here where there's 5 or 6 together, and the doe come in, and then she just basically went over there and kind of avoided him. But after a while, they get to where they just kind of go where they want. The does don't sit there and wait for their fawns like they did when they were little. And now this doe fawn acts a little kind of apprehensive about coming in here, to him. So there's another thing I don't know. Now this marker is right to his back, and I've got this marker at the bottom of that tree, and there's a little woodpecker hole in that tree that I'm putting the arrow point on so that it's consistent, because I had to do two different little arrow things here that are actual separate, so I have to place them both. So I've placed it on that tree, and I've placed the second one here pretty much in the same spot to so I make the height pretty much the same. Now the little fawn doe is kind of there rubbing noses there, and then she's gonna jump around him, and then she's actually going to be about another foot further away from him. So you got to take that into account when you're comparing the height of their backs, because I'm trying to see if he's the same size as she is, even though he's a little chunkier, you know, weight wise. So when she goes around him here, she's going to, and then she's about the same height there in her back, and she's even a little further away than he is. She's like a foot further away from that tree. So you know, she's pretty well the same height as him. She's got the same little short face as him. So, and so coming up here again, I'm just going to go back and replay the adult doe. In the very start of the video, she was standing right directly in front of the camera. So we're going to pick that up. Now she's pretty well filling the whole lens there, lengthwise. So I mean, it's not that scientific, but, and this is the little buck, and you'll see, you know, he's a little further away from the camera, but still he's pretty short lengthwise. So I really think it's a fawn with real antlers.